Okay, so thank you guys so much for sharing all of that. You guys have been super amazing. I really appreciate it, especially learning so much about the RGB and being here. Like we have so much stuff that we are growing from and where we started and where we are at now. So I know I'm diverting a little bit, kind of like a tough subject for me to talk about. I did disclose my status with you guys when I first did my introduction. It has been something that I've struggled with for a long time. At the time when I found out about myself was about like 14 years ago. And I was with someone that didn't disclose their status. We were dating for a good amount of time. And I ended up staying with them after I found out about myself because I just settled. And it wasn't fair to me and it wasn't fair to them continuing the relationship. But growing up, especially here in the Valley, there's always that stigma behind finding out about your HIV status. People always have those like little side conversations or like talk behind your back or any of those things growing up. And I remember because I would hear those conversations and we would always talk about the Valley AIDS Council. And everybody's had an experience with them. They're always super amazing. All the staff, all the volunteers, everybody has a sense of empathy for anybody going through situations that you're going through. Mine, from what I've heard from the staff, is there are people that find out about themselves through worse situations that I went through. And so for me, it was like an eye-opening experiences because it was like, why am I making it such a big deal? Well, obviously it's a big deal, right? But why am I punishing myself for something that I couldn't control? And everything was like through safe practices and it was through a different way, not through drugs, but it was, I contracted it by other means that it was just me and my partner. And I don't know, I'm like, where is right on, sorry. So what I'm trying to get to is being home. I made my speech. I competed at 2 leather events. I did my interview for RGB Leather. It was individuals that I didn't know whatsoever, and I told them my story. And my story moved them. Everybody was crying. Of course, I was crying because it was my first moment of reclaiming my confidence as who I was. And my confidence was through leather. And sharing my experience was what helped me grow even more as an individual. And then, so I tried to one-up it. So when I went to Mr. Texas Leather, my whole competition speech was letting everybody know about my status. And it was my moment of writing a new chapter of my life to reclaim it. Because being with someone that was narcissistic, was disrespectful, very verbally abusive, when you take the medication, sometimes there's even a side effect with taking your HIV medication and get heart belly. So then you're gaining weight, you're going to the gym, you don't know how to work out properly, and you're not losing the weight, you're still looking big, and then having someone that made you feel ugly, and calling you fat, and disrespecting you, not just by other means, but also physically as well. Like, it was just a struggle for me completely. And so, learning now, after reclaiming who I was, being single, learning how to re-navigate the single life, and especially here in the RGB, where when I would go to Austin or go to San Antonio, nobody cared about my status. Like, everybody was like willing and able to like care about you and love you. But I didn't expect that from here in the Valley, where like Jesus and Esther were saying, like, we live in a culture where when we meet someone, We say hi to them by giving them a kiss on the cheek, giving them a hug. That's what we've learned. That's what we know what our lives are. We are family. Somos familia hasta el final. Like, we know all of our stories. We know all of our struggles. Even if the neighbor next door is someone we dislike to the max, if we know that they're struggling, we do whatever it takes to try to be there for them. Doesn't matter what the background is. But when it comes to this situation, like, it hurt me so much because I felt like I couldn't tell anybody. Like, even to this day, I haven't told anybody in my family. So that's why it's hard for me to, like, even say anything here being home and Brownsville. And it's still a struggle to even date here. If I meet anybody, it's always someone from out of state, I mean, out of the city, because someone will not take the time to really get to know you. Like, recently I dated someone, but I didn't even date, we were talking, and we were being intimate, and I stopped it before anything got any further, and I disclosed my status. And they just stopped everything, and they were like, why didn't you tell me ahead of time? I was like, because I wanted to feel more feelings. And that was the moment where I was just like, I still need to, like, hide myself here sometimes. And the reason why I don't know, that was just basically it. Like, it's still a moment that I still need to grow from. But if I'm not open with everybody else, and if I hide myself, I can't be there for others. With me, anytime someone discloses something, it doesn't matter what you're going through or what you're feeling, always leading with empathy, always leading with respect, and always being a hand or a shoulder for someone that needs it. I know I need it sometimes. I know sometimes I don't get it at all. But as someone that is genuinely strong, I know for a fact I can be there for others. And I don't care what political affiliation you are, or what you're going through, or what situation is like. It sounds so unheard of. I will be there and I will listen. So, let's say something.
Thank you, Dustin.